Hey everyone, thank you for tuning in. If you're new here, welcome. I wanted to share with you all my 3 go to juice recipes I drink every week. Okay, so this first juice is one of my favorites. It's pineapples, peaches, a little ginger, and lemon. It helps with digestion, it has anti inflammatory benefits, and it also has antioxidant effects. I always throw the lemon in with majority of my juices just to give it that citrus taste, but lemon also has a lot of vitamin C. So I like to throw that in a lot of my juices. So all of my fruits I'm cutting as thin as I can, as slim, I should say, as I can. The pineapples, just so they can get through the juicer very easy, and I can just run everything through so nothing gets stuck. So you're gonna see me grab my apple cider vinegar during each recipe. I use this to clean my fruits. I just pour a little bit on it, rinse it off in the sink just to clean it thoroughly, but that's a personal preference. You can do that if you would like to. Once everything's clean, I try to kind of set everything aside, and now it's time for me to grab my juicer and begin my first juice. One thing I would like to say, depending on what juicer you have, I actually like to at least rinse mine out between each recipe if I'm doing it in the same day. For the purpose of this video, I will be rinsing it out in between just to make sure the other fruits don't get stuck. It really doesn't matter how you place your fruits inside your juicer. I like to mix it up just because I think it gives it a nice ratio of each fruit. So we're just going to keep putting it in there until it fills up to the top. So I got that filled up. Now I'm going to get my pitcher and also a strainer just so it strains out all the pulp. And I'm going to pour it inside. I'm getting a little messy, something's spilling, but I'm going to pour it inside so I could get strictly just juice out of this mixture. So this juice is personally just for me. So this is why I have the larger mason jar, because this is what I'll be drinking actually most of the day tomorrow. So I'm going to close that up, and now it's time for our second recipe. So this is actually another one of my favorites in the summer because that's mainly when watermelons are out this time of year. It helps us detoxify, and it also keeps us hydrated, especially on the really hot days with some ice, needing something nice and cool to drink. And it's really just a refreshing drink. You do not have to add lemon, but like I said, I like the citrusy taste. I'm going back with my apple cider vinegar, I'm cleaning it, and I'm putting it through my juicer. I had to start cutting the watermelon in half throughout this part because it was getting stuck. I think I cut them too thick. So that's another thing. Unless you have the juicer that you can literally stick the whole fruit inside, like the whole apple, the whole plum, definitely cut them thin slice. It helps you in the end, doesn't mess up your juicer, and also it helps with the cleaning process afterwards. So I'm going to finish up my watermelon juice. And again, same thing. I'm using my strainer. I'm pouring it inside. I am getting messy. It's very late. So I think I'm getting tired. But this is my juice pouring through the strainer, getting strictly just juice. And I'm going to throw it inside my mason jars. Last but not least, the green apples, spinach, and lemon juice. This I really use for energy. It definitely helps with energy when you drink first thing in the morning versus coffee, and it also has a lot of calcium. So this is another go-to that I love. I'm cutting them again. I normally cut them in four and then I split them up again in half just to make it easier for me to put it through the juicer. I'm going through the same steps I did with the other two juices, cleaning it, cutting it thin sliced, washing them, and running it through. I also rinsed out my juicer again, just so you know. While this is going, I wanted to mention I am not an expert on juicing. We just found different ways that we can eat healthier, and this is something that came up. When it comes to juicing, I personally think it definitely gives me more energy. I don't have to eat when I'm not hungry, and it's something an alternative than coffee and tea. I think this green tea definitely helps, especially on a hot morning, and it just gets you to know you have all your nutritions in and you haven't even ate yet. So that's why I personally like it. I also think it helps my skin glow. I think I'm not just eating a whole bunch of junk food when I know I've been juicing majority of the day. I think it keeps me on a schedule knowing that I have to juice every Sunday for the week. I might not juice 5 days a week, but I might juice three, but I'm also eating healthy meals as well. So that's just something I wanted to mention. This is not something I do every single day, all day, but I do it very often. So you have to find out what works for you. Thank you so much for tuning into my video. If you like this, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe.